Alice? Are you feeling okay?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Anne. I'm just preparing a little lunch for Edouard.
Edouard? What's with the French accent? I thought you said he was Canadian.
He is, from the French part. His mother's French, so he's fully bilingual.
Well, now that you mention it, I had noticed a slight French accent.
Oh, yes. Isn't it adorable?
Well, I must say, love does work wonders. I'm not at all used to seeing you as a housewife.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't got used to it yet. You know, I just hope I got the recipe right. You know, I followed the instructions to the letter. But you know I feel like a fish out of water with these things.
So, you've decided to go for Edward's jugular?
Well, not only that. Here's the crowning touch.
What is it?
It's a Chinese fortune cookie with a little note inside.
What a romantic idea.
Do you think? I wrote the note myself. I thought I would surprise him by hiding it inside his napkin. Like this. What do you think?
I think it's just perfect. You'll see. It will go straight to his heart.
Oh.
Wait, stop.
Hello? Yes, this is Alice. Oh, it's already come in. What? Oh, in half an hour? Yeah, okay. I'll be there in a few minutes. Anne? Could I borrow your car? Please? I have to go and pick up a packet my father sent me, but the post office closes in half an hour and I won't make it on foot.
My car? You don't have a license?
Oh, don't worry about it. I have it. And anyway, I always used to drive. You know, my dad's got a car just like yours. Okay, I'm off. Tell Edouard I'll be back in a flash.
Alice? Alice? But who's going to clean up this mess? Get used to it, Anne. It's the same old story. Now I'm late. Oh, I can't believe I always get myself into these situations. I'm late, and here I am helping Alice with her grand plan.
Hi, Anne.
Oh, hello.
Oh, that smells great. My compliments to the chef.
Oh, no, Edward. It's not like you think. I have to go. I've got a meeting with my boss. Alice has just gone out. She told me to let you know that she'll be returning soon. Bye-bye.
Well, I'm starving. What's this? A little note? A little delight for the man who's got my heart racing. What? What's this all about? There must be some mistake. Oh, well, yes, this is my napkin. Who could have written this? Oh my God! Anne! But she was just here and she was so shy. Oh, this is getting interesting. Anne is very cute. So what am I going to do now? I'm not used to these things.
Now, where has it gone? Well, it's not here. It's not there either. Edward?
Yes?
Have you seen my mobile phone? Oh, no, here it is. Thanks. Pardon me. Why are you eyeing me like that?
Nothing.
Well, all right. I've got to run. Bye-bye.
She's acting like nothing is happening at all. This is getting very interesting.
Hello again and welcome back. Did you notice a grammatical form that they used to and get used to? Did you pick that up when they were speaking? Because these are forms that we use in English when we're talking about habits. It's not an easy form, and I'd like to teach you that now. And to do that, to give you an example of the grammar in action, I want to talk to you about when I moved to Italy and I lived there for some time, and I had to change some of my habits. I had to adopt some Italian habits. I had to get used to new things, all right? So I'm going to use the grammar construction as I talk about this. Try and listen and pick it up. Now, I wrote a list actually because really fascinating. You would think that Italy and England being very close wouldn't be very different, but in fact there are some noticeable differences. For example, driving on the right. I had to get used to driving on the right. In England, we drive on the left. So you can imagine it's a question of life and death. So the first thing was I had to get used to driving on the right. You hear that? To get used to driving on the right. Now that means that I had to adopt a new habit, to get used to doing something. We'll look at the grammatical form after. For now, just listen how I use it, all right? Another thing, oh yeah, Italian driving. I had to get used to Italian driving. Red lights are not really red lights. Red lights, traffic lights, are negotiable. And I had to get used to being very flexible driving on the roads in Italy, I can assure you. Now, speaking Italian. Now, when you speak Italian, you divide the world into masculine and feminine. And you know that in the English language, we don't have masculine and feminine. For table is neutral, whereas in Italian, it can be masculine or feminine. For example, a computer is masculine. So I had to get used to dividing my world into objects, which are masculine, and feminine, which for an English person is really quite a challenge. So another thing was rolling my R. In English, we don't say R. It doesn't exist. But in Italian, for example, if you want to say red, you have to say rosso. R. It took me 1 year to learn R. So I had to get used to rolling my R. Terrible. Coffee. In England, we have mugs of coffee like this. In Italy, I had to get used to small amounts of strong coffee. So that was a new habit. But then I found cappuccino, so that was the alternative. And the last thing that I had to get used to was the Italians gesticulating. The Italians use many gestures like oh, and they use their shoulders, oh, and noises as well. And when I saw Italians in the street at the beginning, I thought they were always arguing. But in fact, they're not. It's a normal way for the Italians to gesticulate. So I had to get used to reading the language as not necessarily aggressive. All right, so that's some of the things I had to get used to, all right? Let's go and look at this grammatical form now because it's not easy to use, all right? Let's look at the screen. So to get used to is followed by the gerund form. And it describes this process of changing and taking on a new habit. Look at the examples. I'm getting used to speaking Italian every day. Used to speaking Italian. Now, we use the verb get used to, because it describes the process. And you can put the verb get into any tense, present tense, past tense, future, no problem. Here we have it in the present continuous. So, I'm getting used to speaking Italian every day. Listen to the pronunciation. I said used, with a T sound, used, not used or used, used. That's very important to distinguish it from the other verb, use, okay? Used. The next example, I still haven't got used to driving on the right. Here we have it in the present perfect. I haven't got used to driving on the right. Next example, don't worry, you'll get used to it. For the future, you'll get used to it. All right, so here we have an example in the future, used to it, which is an object. In the past, I had to get used to it. In the question form, how long did it take to get used to? Okay, how long did it take to get used to? So a difficult form. Now let's move on to the next section, which is the verb to be used to. This is very interesting because when you change a habit, it's a process. But then when you have adopted the habit, it's a state. So we use the verb to be. The examples. I'm used to getting up early in the morning. That means that now I do it regularly with no problem. I am used. We use the verb to be for the state. He isn't, negative, used to working alone. In the past, I wasn't used to driving on the right. So here we have a state of a new habit using the verb to be. To get used to do something is adapting a new habit. It's the process. So that's a difficult grammatical form, but it's the only way in English that you can describe taking on new habits. So it's terribly important for you to learn. Don't worry, you'll get used to it slowly but surely. Okay, bye for now.